Hello user, welcome to my channel Learning with Khatak. This time we want to show that if we want to return a structure variable from the functions, that how to return a structure variable from the function. Is in the last lectures we show that how a structure variable will be passed to a function is an argument. Now this time we want to show that how to return the structure variable from the functions. So for this purpose, I'm using the same structures as used in the last couple of lectures. That is structures for the employee information, which contains three data members. One is employee name, employee age, and employee salary. Okay. So this time I will go for two functions, that is to take input from the users inside the function and then display the information inside the another functions. For that reason I'm going to create two functions. Look at this. Employee info, get data. This is a functions for getting data from the users via keyboard, and then this is display data. And I have created these functions just to compare the normal functions and the functions which will return a structure variable. So if we look at this, you are already familiar with this. The name of this function is my functions, whose return type is int. Means this after the execution of this function will return an integer value. And similarly, if we look at this integer, it means that we want to pass an integer value to the function from the main function. In the same way, if we look at this, this is means integer will be returned from the function. At the same time, this get data will return employee info variables whenever the execution of this function will be terminated. Similarly, we want to pass a structure variable of type employee info to this function. So these are the two functions. Okay, in main functions, look at this. Created two variables, that is one is p and another one is temp, and then temp is equal to get data. What does it mean? Whenever we will call the get data functions, we are simply passing the variable structure variable p, and when this function will finish its execution, then this function will return a structure variable that will be stored inside the temp. And then p is equal to temp, and then display p. Okay, now I'm going to this is my get data functions. What will be there in this get data function? Now look at this. I'm just simply enter full name, and then I'm getting the name from the users, age from the user, and then salary from the user. And look at this now, return p. Okay, from the main functions, when we call these functions get data, we are passing a structure variable p. So this structure variable copied here to uh, will be copied to p. Here in p, we place employee name, employee age, and employee salary, and then we return the p. So now when this function after the finishing its execution, this function will returns the p to the temp variable, which is of type employee info. So similarly, now we want to display the data. For displaying data, we just do nothing, just like to display the employee name, age, and then salary. Again, this function also accept an argument which is of type employee info. If we look at the main function, look at this, display data, and then we are passing structure variable. Now keep in mind that we write temp is equal to get data, because whenever the get data function terminate its execution, it will returns some data to the main functions that will be stored in temp. While in displaying functions, we don't want to return something from the function. That's why we place a return type of void here. So this is a very simple way uh, to know that how to return structure variable from the functions. Okay, thank you very much.